At the beginning of the semester, I had this idea of a leader, of someone who sat at this nice big desk and had a nameplate that clearly spelled out who they were. VP, manager of, department chair. And everyone knew who they were and what they were doing by this name that they were given. And because of this name, they had a whole group of followers who were automatically on board with whatever decision they made. But now, through the class and through other experiences, I've learned that a leader doesn't have to sit at a big desk and have a big appointment. A leader can be anyone. They can be the person sitting in the back of the room or the person who decides enough is enough and there needs to be a change. They just need to be passionate and motivated about the movement and what they're trying to accomplish. And at first, they might be the only person to stand up and say no, but after a while, people are catch on to it, and that's when a change is made, and that's how leaders are able to go forth. So many movements across the world and across our country have been started by just one person standing up and saying, enough is enough, this needs to change, this isn't what we want anymore. And a good leader can recognize an issue and stand up on their own, whether or not they have the fancy nameplate saying they have the credentials to do so. A leader doesn't need credentials, a leader just needs the motivation to get it done. My plans to develop my leadership skills at Iowa State continues with me going on and getting the leadership certificate. This is my first class in the program, and I've really enjoyed everything I've learned and everything that I've experienced through the class, and I'm really looking forward to going on and taking more classes that allow me to become a better leader and just gain more experience in leadership positions. Along with that, I really want to get more involved on campus with different student organizations. Two clubs that I regularly attend are AKEY, which is the American Institute of Chemical Engineers, and SWE, which is the Society of Women Engineers. And both of those I've really enjoyed going to the meetings and being a general member and getting involved with those, but I want to go even further and try and get a position on the exec board, which would give me more of a say in the club and how it's run, and also give me a chance to put my voice out there and let everyone know my ideas. And right now I am president of my house floor, my dorm floor, and I've really liked that because I'm also part of the hall cabinet. And through that, I am able to listen to the girls on my floor and listen to stuff that we want changed and bring it to the hall cabinet. And so it's kind of giving me a voice, and it's empowered me to know that I can make a change and I can go to the meeting and say something and they're going to listen and they're going to enact it. And it's been a really great experience being an executive member in the Hall Student Organization, and I'd love to do it for other student organizations on campus. Overall, this semester, I've really enjoyed the class and what I've gotten out of it. One of the main things that I enjoyed is when we took quizzes during lecture that reflected upon ourselves and what we value and what we hold close to ourselves. It was really interesting to get it back and see, you have this personality and this means that you think like this and you value this. And to look to my right and left at my peers, who also were some of my really good friends, and see how we thought differently and how we valued things differently. And I think as a leader, it's very important to understand that everybody has different values and everyone's going to think differently. And it's really important to understand those values of your followers, because it's really hard to lead something that your values don't align with. And with that, I also really enjoyed, through the textbook that we read, learning about the 5 different types of leadership, because it's so different than what my mindset of a traditional leader, of someone sitting at a desk telling you what to do was. There's so many other ways you can lead and go forward about it without having to be that big authority figure. Along with that, I think that through the semester, I've learned a lot about leadership, but I've also learned a lot about myself and who I am as a person. And when reading the textbook and doing these activities, it was really interesting to see about leadership, but also I learned a lot about myself and how I think and how I work and what type of things I respond to well. And so I think that also was a really beneficial part of the class, because it being the first semester of college and being out on our own, it's everyone talks about you finding yourself, and it's this class really did help me realize who I am and what I value. And I value education and intellect, but I'm also a compassionate person who wants to make connections with other people. And it was a great experience just to have the leadership side of things and the more personal side of things come together in one class, where I could truly learn about myself and what I could do to make myself a better leader.